Hey there, I'm Tony DeCopel. This is The Uplift. We got a great show for you, a great cast of characters as well. Among them, these. A first grade class with an imagination that took the kids to Mexico for a class trip without leaving school grounds. A group using sunflowers to rebuild after the LA wildfires, how their gardening is helping regrow their community. And a pair of comic book lovers who became their own superheroes, using their powers to solve a crime and save their beloved community. Plus, a Philadelphia company serves up popcorn and community for people with autism. And you'll meet an Iowa farmer with a field of dreams that's drawn tennis players from all over the country, including a big name in the sport. All of that and more heartwarming news. You know what you're watching? The Uplift. Hey there, welcome to The Uplift, the show that lifts you up for at least the next 30 minutes, you and me as well. And we're going to begin with a first grade class that went on the field trip of a lifetime without ever leaving the classroom. Here's Steve Hartman with the story.
Good morning, this is Merrill.
And this is our word of the day, imagination.
Emmett, definition please.
Imagination is the ability to come up with pictures or ideas using nothing but your mind.
So you can't see it, you can't feel it, but it's still there.
Yeah.
You know, when I was little, I had a Superman costume, and when I put that on and went outside and run, I could circle the whole globe in like a second. Has your imagination ever taken you places?
Well, when I was little, we used to play this game when you were driving, where we would pretend that Jack Frost from the fairy books I used to read was chasing us.
We did.
And you would swerve on the road, and now I realize that was probably pretty dangerous, but
it was a very gentle swerve, but I had to get away from Jack Frost.
I don't know how you're going to explain to the cops that Jack Frost is chasing you.
That's great. But imagination isn't just child's play. As we get older, it fuels our creativity and helps us solve problems. So parents and teachers need to help us grow our imagination. Like the teacher in this story, my role model for fostering imagination.
You may walk to recess.
At the Trinity Leadership School near Dallas, Sonia White's first graders were flying high,
Come all the way back and walk.
still reliving their amazing one-day field trip south of the border.
Where are you going?
Mexico.
To Mexico. I love your outfit.
It was my first time on a plane. We went inside a cloud. I saw the ocean.
Is that your first time seeing the ocean? Mm-hmm. At this point, you've got to be wondering, how could a school afford this? What kind of teacher does it take to fly a class of first graders to Mexico for a day? A very clever one. So just to be clear, you did not go to Mexico.
We did not.
You did not get on a plane.
We did not.
You never left the class.
We did not.
What you're about to see is a testament to the power of imagination and the magic teachers have to harness it.
Okay, let's find out.
After Sonia's students told her their one wish was to fly on a plane, she went full throttle on the pretend.
Boarding pass and your passport, please.
Created travel documents for each child, and then boarded them on their flight to Mexico.
Okay, guys, we are now at 13,000 feet. You may take out a snack.
We had a little turbulence. Well, it did not scare me. But my friend Lorenzo had a rough landing.
Really? What happened to him?
He was like,
The buy-in really was remarkable.
One of my students saw somebody that night and they said, "What are you doing here? I thought you were in Mexico." And he said, "Yeah, we were. We got back at 3. And that's when I was like, they really think we went to Mexico. I'm writing you from Mexico.
Teachers everywhere could use more resources, but the best always seem to figure out a way to take kids places, often without so much as a bus ride.
Did this fuel your desire for more travel?
yes. Do you know North Korea?
Yeah, sure.
Probably I do not want to go there next.
I guess even pretend flights come with travel warnings.
Yes.
Sonia White joins us now. Hello, welcome to our classroom.
Hi.
So I heard that Southwest Airlines reached out to you.
They invited my class there to take a tour to actually get on a plane. Welcome aboard. The plane didn't take off, but they did sit down and they were served a snack and a drink like we were in flight.
Did your kids go on any other trips, either figuratively or literally?
They did. During Black History Month, we went to Nigeria.
And what'd you do when you got to Nigeria?
In Nigeria, we went to a safari, and then we had African food.
Do you ever still pretend, even when you're not with your class?
I pretended actually the other day that I was married to an NFL coach and I was going to a Cowboys game. But my husband definitely works for the post office.
That's great. That's great for everybody but your husband.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You know, this lesson just gave me an idea. We have a lake vacation planned this summer, but maybe we could just pretend to go instead. Or maybe you could just pretend that I'm funny. We'll see you next time.
Until then, stay kind.
Coming up, wildfire survivors in Altadena, California, using sunflowers to grow. And a second story from Steve Hartman, how a farmer built something so grand in his fields it attracted a Grand Slam winner. After wildfires ravaged parts of Southern California in January, a community found there was a way to bring new life to the burn scars. Tina Patel shows how sunflowers are bringing growth and hope.
Can I get everybody to line up here that's going to plant?
Kurt and Kathy Gibson don't get to see their Altadena neighbors that often anymore, but they decided to all meet up Monday to plant sunflower seeds.
Our neighbor lives right down there, Caltech scientist. We learned from him that when you plant sunflowers, it actually draws all the toxins out of the soil and takes it into the stalks.
When Kathy found that out, she told her father, who lives in Kansas. He sent her several bags of sunflower seeds to help her bring a little life back into their neighborhood.
And he was just so excited, again, to the feeling of hope and of renewal.
There's already been a surprising amount of growth in the 3 months since the Eaton fire, despite no one being around to tend to the plants and gardens.
It's so amazing just to see out of all the destruction, literally how many flowers and trees are in bloom. I'm just in awe because I come up here about once a week. So every time I come, it just looks brighter.
Kurt Gibson works for the local nonprofit STARS. When they heard about his neighborhood project, they realized sunflowers could be a symbol of hope and renewal for many people in the burn areas.
Making community connections is a big thing that people want right now. And so we thought, how can we bring more visibility to this really great idea?
STARS is launching the Sunflowers of Hope campaign by planting sunflowers at their Pasadena headquarters. And they've already identified several other homes and businesses in the area where they'll be growing sunflower gardens in the coming weeks. People can also participate in an online fundraiser and either buy seeds for themselves or sponsor future plantings in the burn area.
In a perfect world, this is going to be in the same trajectory of the building process, right? This is not a one and done type of thing.
Fire survivors say they're looking forward to seeing more flowers spring up in their neighborhood and the neighborhoods around them.
The idea of this groves of just happy faces and hope all over Altadena. And then what it could do to our community, to our soil, is an amazing idea.
It may be one of the few positives to sprout from this disaster.
My understanding is with fire, there's growth. And we need fire for growth. With destruction, there's going to be beauty, and we're seeing it with the flowers.
In Altadena, Tina Patel, KCAL News.
Skiing, we all know, can be invigorating, at least in theory. Skiing can also be challenging, to say the least. For one group of skiers in California, though, it shows they don't have to be able to even see the mountaintop to reach it. Yeah. Here's Bradley Halblieb from CBS Sacramento.
Perfect. Buckling boots, strapping in, and gliding down the mountain is a rush skiers and snowboarders love. But for a few at Palisades Tahoe Thursday, it's not just about the thrill, it's about trust, bravery, and something you don't see every day, but feel.
Oh, the feeling that you're doing once you're gliding down, it's amazing.
This is Robert Edwards' second time skiing. Like most other skiers, he's eager to learn and get better, but he has to do it without sight.
Never skied until I was blind, so I can't describe the feeling is just amazing.
Paired with a guide from Achieve Tahoe, Edwards is one of 6 skiers from Sacramento's Society for the Blind, taking part in the 6th annual Blind Ski Day.
So far, it's 2 thumbs up. Absolutely fantastic.
Ophthalmologist Dr. Christian Serdahl helps lead the program and says the returning skiers have their own unique ways of getting down the mountain. Some rely on verbal cues from guides, while others use a pole for support.
We're spending a day with these folks that are no different than you or I. I mean, they just need a little extra help to get up here. Once they're up here, they have a great time.
And it's moments like that, helping someone experience snow for the very first time, that keeps Dr. Serdahl coming back.
Many times we'll bring people up here, they've never even been in the snow before. They've never touched snow before. So you bring them up here, you see the look on their face. It's extraordinarily uplifting.
Going up and down as many times as we can.
It's a reminder that skiing takes a lot of courage for anyone. But for those doing it without sight, it takes just a little bit more.
You can all do it. Everybody can do it. Come have fun. It's absolutely amazing. I wouldn't pass it up.
Coming up, 2 comic book lovers find themselves posing as vigilantes in the comics they love. How they use their power to become heroes in their community, too. When their comic book store was broken into, 2 men in San Francisco became vigilantes and their very own superheroes. Nicole Nielsen shows us how they use their power to stop the villains and protect others.
Crush Comics store manager Cole Sanders and owner Josh Hunter never thought they'd find themselves as real-life comic book vigilantes.
It's wild. It's so funny.
They're on the cutting edge of crime.
This is like a, yeah.
Yeah.
We got some clues.
But that's exactly what happened after the shop was burglarized in the early morning hours.
When I got down here, I was like, okay, it's not as bad as it could be. I'm going to try to be really positive about this.
The burglar cleared the wall where the most valuable comic books were displayed. Josh thought they were gone for good until one of his employees spotted a very specific comic book for sale on eBay less than 12 hours after the burglary.
This is the one that really, solved the case. The absolutely unique one-of-one sketch cover from our artist friend Dan. When I saw that on eBay, I was like, I'm just going to buy that and see what happens. And we got the guy's name and address and everything, and there it was.
From there, Josh went to an Instagram page for someone with the same name and found this: a Lego Bandit figurine offering to buy, sell, or trade Lego sets, plus a photo which looked very similar to the mystery man in the hoodie on the shop's surveillance video. Honorary detectives didn't stop there and contacted a competing shop that had also been broken into recently.
I called him and I was like, hey, we found this eBay page. They looks almost certainly like they stole some of our stuff. You should check too. And they got back to us and they were like, yeah, there's like 10 of our books on there right now. And I was like, wow, okay.
When they saw Lego items on the eBay page, they reached out to a toy shop that had recently lost a number of valuable sets to a shoplifter.
I smell trouble. She's like, do you think this is him? And she sent me a picture of the guy that they had, and he wasn't mass in this one. And based on the Google searches and stuff that we did, we're like, okay, this is probably the guy.
They turned the information over to police, and just a couple days later, another toy shop was hit.
And my wife and I are looking at each other, and same thing. They broke the window, they got in, they stole a bunch of stuff and left. Do you think this could be the same guy? So I go to message them on Instagram. We had already had a message from them saying that, hey, we think it's the same guy.
The very next day, the Alameda County Sheriff's Department served a search warrant at the home of 29-year-old Narula Amiri of Livermore, where they say they found tens of thousands of dollars of comic books, collectibles, and Lego sets, the majority of which were returned to their respective stores.
Everybody's really appreciative. Everybody's really cool. We have now like a little text group chain of shop owners talking about it.
Reflecting on the entire experience, the Castro Valley Avengers could only do one thing. Quote, another comic book superhero.
What did Peacemaker say? Who knows why crazy men do the things that they do? Yeah.
I'm Katie Nielsen, CBS News, Bay Area.
Time now to visit a Philadelphia popcorn company that is not just serving up snacks. In fact, it provides a place where people with autism can really pop, you might say. Here's Eva Anderson from CBS News, Philadelphia.
When popcorn looks this tasty,
It would be a crime if it didn't get distributed to the people who want it most.
These will be ready to ship out.
Thankfully, that task is in the careful hands of Liam Tequila. And as an employee at Popcorn for the People, he can't wipe the smile off his face, expressing gratitude for each customer whose order he fulfills.
Thank you, folks.
The 30-year-old plays a critical role at this popcorn facility. That's also a nonprofit employing adults with disabilities.
12 years before I found this job, I finally found one I liked.
And one he could keep, which he says has been a challenge living with autism and PTSD.
A lot of places aren't too understanding, but as you can see, we can do stuff too, so you don't feel so alone here.
Loneliness is something Tequila says he's dealt with quite a bit. And during the quiet moments on his commute into work, Tequila sometimes reflects on how it's affected his ability to live in this world.
Oh, it's terrible. Don't ever get PTSD.
Before his current job, Tequila said he was unemployed for half a year, joining the 77% of adults with disabilities who are unemployed, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
I lost a job due to a PTSD trigger. I'm glad I'm at a better place, so I try to look at the good.
Tequila says there's a lot of good now that he's employed.
I was just in therapy last night, and we were talking that, and I mentioned that's one of the blessings I count.
He's got a place to go to each day where he feels like he belongs, and he says it's made him feel more confident.
It might be a little different, but I can run this machine like anybody else.
His coworkers like Marcus Johnson feel the same.
I believe in myself because I have faith in me and everybody. And the more we work together as a team, we be unstoppable and stronger together.
What does it feel like when you do have to go home?
I get sad.
The goodbyes aren't easy.
I'm not gonna lie. Have a good night.
But each day ends with peace, knowing that he's found his place.
We'll see you in the morning.
Yes. Eva Anderson, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Coming up, the Iowa farmer who turned his cattle lot into a tennis court that attracts players from all over the country, including some professionals.
And when I found that there's a place in the middle of Iowa in a cornfield, it was like, get in the car, So I came down as fast as I could.
They'll come from anywhere and everywhere, and they'll come at all times of the night.
Does it make you wish you hadn't built it?
Never. No.
Great to have you play here. You're very welcome.
We're going to wrap things up with an Iowa farmer who created a slice of heaven in his field. Steve Hartman has this story of how he built a court of dreams that people from all over the country have enjoyed.
For as long as he can remember, Mark Kewen has been working the family farm in Charles City, Iowa. And as we first reported in 2017, that is why, as a kid, to escape, he used to listen to a ham radio.
Beautiful backhand on the line.
And one day, he stumbled on a BBC broadcast from this funny-sounding place called Wimbledon, of this crazy-scoring sport called tennis.
By 3 sets to 1.
We didn't understand it. Why did it go to 15 and then 30 and then 40, and love?
That was the beginning of his now lifelong obsession with grass court tennis that culminated in 2003 when he replaced his cattle feedlot with a replica of Wimbledon's center court. Took him a year and a half to construct, got an internship at Wimbledon to learn how to maintain it, and then for the longest time he just cut the grass. But as sometimes happens when an Iowa farmer builds a field of dreams, people came. These kids are from Iowa and Minnesota, here to compete in an invitational tournament. And that's umpire Baron Whitted, also from Minnesota.
And when I found that there's a place in the middle of Iowa in a cornfield, it was like, get in the car, So I came down as fast as I could.
They'll come from anywhere and everywhere, and they'll come at all times of the night.
Does it make you wish you hadn't built it?
Never. No.
Great to have you play here. You're very welcome.
It's been 8 years since we first told this story. Folks have now flocked here from 49 states and 8 countries. Even professionals like women's Grand Slam champion Madison Keys visited. And Mark has let them all play for free. But he's now 74, has Parkinson's, and says it's getting hard to keep this up.
We just want to sustain it into the future.
How are you going to do that?
Well, we have a foundation, and we're working on that.
Mark says he's confident he'll find someone, some way to keep this going. Feels he has to, because when a slice of heaven appears in an Iowa field, you don't sell. You just wait for the angels to show up. Steve Hartman, on the road, in Charles City, Iowa.
That's our show. I hope it brightened your day. I hope it lifted you up. If for some reason it didn't, go ahead and press play again. You know why? The rerun's still totally free. I'm gonna go find some good news. Bye.